Hello everyone and welcome back on Before Basketball for the second part of the Scott Berman interviews.
He's going to talk about how he get to the Philadelphia Sixers because his father was working there, so he pretty much spent his whole childhood there and then start to work with his dad. He also have plenty of stories about the NBA with a lot of players like Julius Erving, for example, and so he has a lot to share with us.
And a lot of pictures also, and one of them with his father and Wilt Chamberlain, but we'll let you discover all of that right now.
We know that in a few weeks there's the All-Star game, and you work there, I think. Can you say what's different between the All-Star game and the regular seasons as an analyst and a video guy?
Just the difference overall?
Yeah.
You mean like, well, it's awesome. It's really fun. It's exciting. I've worked a couple All-Star games. And first of all, the stuff before, like the dunk contest and the three-point contest and the skills thing, that's so much fun. And there's all sorts of celebrities around and like every great player. What's cool about that too is there was great players on the court, but there was also a lot of great players like walking around. I've never seen so many superstar basketball players. There was a lot of ex-players. Julius Erving was there, and Bill Walton was there, and like guys at Magic Johnson. They were all there watching the current All-Stars. And I'm working there, and I'm like looking around. There's Magic Johnson, and then but on the court there's LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. Like those guys were playing. Actually, the All-Star game happened in Philadelphia, and Kobe won the MVP that year in Philadelphia at the All-Star game, and he was from Philly, so that was kind of a cool moment. So yeah, it was that was great. I would love for us to get another All-Star game. We haven't had it in a long while.
Right.
It'd be great.
Can you speak with the players sometimes, either in the All-Star game or in Philadelphia?
Yes, sometimes.
And what did you say?
Yeah, not often, but yeah, we sometimes. We walk the way the Sixers building is set up. We walk in the same entrance. We walk down the same hallway when we walk. So there's I'll be walking like out with Ben Simmons, like out the door in this tiny hallway. I'm like, hey, good game, Ben. How you feeling? How's
Yeah.
Sometimes there's injured guys. I'm like, how's your ankle doing? Joe, whatever. But I don't really bug them too much. They don't really want to talk to the stat guys. Yeah, it's cool. And it's also people ask me like, do you hang out with the players? I'm like, first of all, I'm in my 50s. These are 20-year-old guys. You know what I mean? Like we're not the same. We're not buddies with them, and they're like superstars now. They have teams. Many years ago when my father was doing it in the early days, they used to go out to dinner with the players, and they used to just hang out with them because there was a lot less hype around it.
Yeah.
So.
This is very different in terms of how the player are now stars and how they don't have time for anything, just playing basketball and just playing basketball. That's it. So that's amazing. Speaking of huge stars, we can talk about the USA national team, and so the Olympics. You work in Atlanta in 1996. How was it to work for the Olympics?
Amazing. One of the most amazing experiences ever, really. Just, we were there for 3 weeks, and it was, we were just, the players that were involved that time was Karl Malone and Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal and Mitch Richmond. And, it was just amazing players. We actually worked a lot of the women's game. The USA women's won the gold medal that year too. And just seeing, we we had free time too, so we went to other sports. We got tickets to see other boxing and, you know, the opening ceremonies and all that stuff. So that was amazing. And then, unfortunately, there was also the terrorist attack. Remember, do you guys know about that story? Do you see that movie yet? I haven't seen that yet, but there's a movie out about it.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, so that was so fucked up, man. There was this big park, and a bomb blew up, and we went to that park every night, but that night we were tired. We're like, let's just go to bed. We'll go tomorrow night or whatever, because there's something going on in the park every night. And that night, me and Ron, the guy I work with at Sixers, were like, let's just go. And my father, we're like, let's just go to bed early, well, whatever. And then the bomb blew up, and everybody, you know, it was really freaky. Everybody got upset, and rightly so. And then a couple days later, they falsely accused somebody, and they said, "Oh, we caught the guy." And everybody's like, "Great, we caught the terrorist. Let's go back and have fun at the Olympics," right? So it was really, really crazy, you know, feeling that someone just blew up the Olympics, and but we caught him, so let's just go and finish the Olympic Games, right? Guess what, though? It was the wrong guy. They accused the wrong guy. The guy was actually a hero who saved lives that night. There's a whole movie about it. His name, you should look it up. They just came out. This guy's name was Richard Jewell.
Okay.
And he saw something, and he thought it was dangerous, and he told people to get away from it, and then it blew up. And nobody, you know, so, but it was weird. So anyway, that was a whole, that has to factor into my Olympic story, because it was crazy.
So you worked there in '96, and there's another Olympics in LA in 2028. Will you be there?
They invite me, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it now. Yeah. What is that? Did you say 2028 or 20?
Yeah,
2028.
2028 in LA.
Yeah, I mean, sure. I would love to do that again if we got invited. Sure. The Sixers, our stats crew gets to do a lot of things because of where we started. Have you ever heard of a guy named Harvey Pollack?
No.
No. Well, if you're interested in basketball stats, you should. I'm going to show you something. You should look up Harvey Pollack, okay? And just to show you how, I'm just going to show you how, you can look him up later, but to show you how awesome he is, I'm going to show you a picture of him and look where he is at the moment. This is a guy who invented statistics for the NBA, a lot of them. Okay. I'll tell you, let's see if he's. You see that picture?
Yeah.
See where he is right now?
The Hall of
Basketball
Fame, yeah.
Hall of Fame, yeah.
Okay. That's a stat guy. What's he doing at the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, that's a
Good question.
Good question. That man right there is a legendary guy. You can look him up. He started keeping stats when the NBA began and worked there for, 60 years or so before he passed away at 93 years old. And he invented the triple-double. He invented the plus-minus. He invented offensive and defensive rebounds. He invented the block shot. He's the first guy. He kept Wilt Chamberlain's block shots for many, many years. The NBA wasn't keeping it. All of a sudden, the NBA is like, we should start keeping block shots. Harvey Pollack's doing it. He was like,
wow.
And so that's why he was at the Hall of Fame, because he was inducted as a special member, as a stat keeper into the NBA Hall of Fame. Think about that. When he died, the draft was a couple days later. The commissioner said, we want to mark the passing of Harvey Pollack. And listen to what he said about him. He said, he's the godfather of modern sports analytics. And think about what modern sports analytics is today, right? Just in general, it's pretty huge across all sports. The commissioner of the NBA said, the godfather, this guy, and obviously he was a special guy to me. I learned everything I know from Harvey because my dad was best friends with him. So when I was little, Harvey would give me, would grade my stat sheets. And when he's the one that gave me a job right out of college. And I worked with him for many, many, many years. Anyway, so he's legendary. And his son is the guy I work with, and his grandson. So we've been doing it for a long time, which is why when the Olympics came up in '96, the NBA called Harvey and said, Harvey, we want you to go to the Olympics. And Harvey said, I don't want to go, but you should go take my son and Scott Berman to the Olympics. So that's how I got in.
Wow.
To the Olympics, yeah. So we're pretty well-known, legendary guys in the NBA. Unfortunately, he passed away, so he's not around anymore. But I would love to do stuff like that again.
Well, hopefully 2028 will be your chance.
Yeah, here, I'll show you guys. Yeah, we'll see. Isn't the Olympics coming over there at some point soon? Oops.
Where?
Isn't the Olympics in Europe next time?
Yeah, in Paris in 2024.
Right. Paris in 20. You know, that's so funny. I was just I just messed up on my tablet for a second, and my screensaver on my tablet is from the top of the Eiffel Tower. I was in London and Paris with my daughters. Like my daughter was living in London, and so I went and visited her, and then we went to Paris like last year. So I was in Paris last year, and I took that. It's just funny. You can't see the photo. Here, I'll show you some stuff. I'll show you this stuff. First of all, you know who that is? Can you see that?
Yeah.
You know who the guy is?
I don't recognize him.
Yeah.
But it looks familiar.
Serving. That's Dr. J.
Whoa.
Julius Erving, and that was the Sixers won the championship in 1983. That was the day of the championship.
Wow.
Here you go. You see that?
Yeah.
That's the Olympics.
Okay.
Right? Let's see. That's me and my dad at the Olympics.
Wow.
That was, yeah. Let's see. I'll show you. Can you see these? It's okay. I'm trying to hold the tablet up.
Yeah, we see them.
See this guy next to my dad? Do you know who that is? That's Will.
This is
Will
who?
Chamberlain.
Wow, this is quite something. Okay.
Yeah.
You see those? Yeah.
Whoa.
That was Will Chamberlain and Julius Erving right there.
Wow.
Now, this is actually my daughter, and that's my other daughter. So now I take my daughters to the games. And just to show you how long, I'll show you one more. Let's show you how long I've been going to Sixer games. This is, I don't know if you can read this. Can you see that photo?
Yes. I can't recognize.
Scott Berman, 3 years old, naps on grandfather's lap.
Wow.
There you go. 3 years old. That's me, 3 years old on my grandpa's lap at a Sixer game. I fell asleep on his lap at a Sixer game.
Wow.
And you know. So yeah, 3. I was there when I was 3, and now I'm 53. So you do the math.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing. And for us, to our French, from Paris, and who just saw the game so far, this is really something amazing.
I think about how long I've been a part of it, and it's been really great, man. And I'm just, listen, I'm a small part of it, man. I'm a stat guy. I have a real job. I don't rely on this for a living, but it's always been my side gig, my second job, and it's been so much fun. I've made a lot of great friends. The people that I've worked with, we've worked together a really long time, so we're very close. And like I said, my dad and I had a lot of great moments there. So, it's been fun. And I still love the game. Like, I love watching the game and watching the other teams come in. Oh, another thing that Harvey Pollack, I forgot something very important. For many years, Harvey kept plus minus. Okay. You guys are now familiar with plus minus.
Yeah.
Okay. But ask anyone older if they did. Nobody talked about plus minus years ago, but Harvey would keep it. And not only would he keep it for the Sixer players, he would keep it for every player in the league. And at the end of the year, he would put out a book, and the book would say what every player did around the league. So the reason how he did this was after every game, they would send the box score from every game in the league, every single game, every night. They would fax them to Harvey, and Harvey would have interns, and the interns would calculate the plus minus for the Phoenix Suns Clippers game last night, and also for the Bucks game against the whatever. And he would do it for every player in the whole league for the whole season. Think about that. And he would put it out there, and not many, but you know who would pay attention to it?
No.
Who do you think? Not the reporters or the newspapers or the TV guys.
The coaches and players.
The coaches and players, you better believe that was important to them. The coaches loved the plus minus, and Harvey was the only one that did it. And then all of a sudden, other teams started to do it. Now it's on the internet during the game is the plus minus. It's all because of Harvey Pollack, 100%.
That's amazing.
So that's that. I always used to love it.
That's great. Sorry.
This is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good stat story.
Yeah, and thank you because, well, I'm sure we're not alone, but a lot of people don't know how the statistics arrive.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe they think that it's magic, but this is not. So thank you to sharing your story.
It's not easy. I'll say two things, right? It's three things. It's not easy at all. We have really good equipment and software now. So over the years, the software has gotten a lot better, and we're really good at it. We've been doing it for so long, and we've been, we have a great team, and I've done this. I can't even count how many games and how many years I've done it. So me and my partner, we're just on it. We're on top of it. We know what we're doing. We make mistakes every game too, but we fix them very quickly. So one of us edits each other. So we're on it, and it's like a whole, we have a whole routine that we do all the time. But it's hard work, and you have to be trained and approved. You got to be vetted by the NBA. You can't just do it anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's so much scrutiny on it.
No, for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for answering our questions.
Yeah.
That was great, just great.
And this is the end for Scott Berman interview. Thank you again to him for his time and for these amazing stories. And then see you next week for another guest and another story. See you. Bye bye.